What's up, aspiring marketers, and welcome back to the channel where we help you wrap your mind around this marketing stuff. If you're looking for a way to up-level your marketing planning and boost your campaign's effectiveness, well, I got something in store for you. But before we jump into it, don't forget to smack that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get updates on all the content that we put out. How are regular folks like you and I that aren't blessed with massive marketing budgets supposed to compete in spaces that take a ton of money, a ton of time, and a ton of resources, all while trying to stay sane? That's the question, and on this podcast, we're here to help you find answers. Welcome to the Marketing Stuff Podcast. All right, in today's video, we're going to be diving into deep PESTEL analysis and how to use that in order to get a good, solid picture of what the environment your business is operating in looks like and how you can prepare for the environmental changes, the shifts that are bound to happen inside of your business's industry. So before we jump into it and I show you how to do it, what the heck is a PESTEL analysis? Well, this tool has been around since I can remember, and it is a framework that leverages 6 key components that put pressure on your industry. We'll talk about what those 6 key components here are in just a second, that put pressure on your industry and essentially allows you to look at each one of those independent of one another and then leverage that to create a strategic response. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step here in just a second. So let's jump over to my screen so we can look at what a PESTEL analysis looks like and how you can get your mind around this and start using this in a way that doesn't have to be super technical, but can be highly effective. All right, so PESTEL analysis framework. In this video, what we're looking to do, we're looking to answer one question when we're building out a PESTEL analysis, and that is, what the heck is happening in your industry and essentially how you can best respond to it. The PESTEL analysis looks at the environment, which is the outer layer that puts pressure on your industry, your competitors, and in the end, your business. So these are going to be things that impact your business, but may not be directly related to your industry, right? They're going to impact your industry, but may not be like things that are happening that are exclusive to your industry, okay? So let's scroll down here. When we're talking about analyzing the environment using the PESTEL framework, there are the 6 key components. The first is political. So what are some of the political changes that can impact your business? Then you have economic factors. What are some of the economic changes? Growth rate, interest rate, inflation, exchange rate, all of these things, availability of credit. What are some of those that are going to impact your business? And remember, depending on what your business is, some of these are going to impact you differently. If you're selling a dollar widget, availability of credit may not be an issue. But if you're selling a $200,000 piece of equipment for a specific business, availability of credit could be a big deal for you. Then you have social factors, so population size, death rates, right? If you sell vacations, death rates could be a big deal, right? If everybody's dying, and it's not funny, right? If everybody's dying, they're probably not planning vacations.
Everybody dies.
Okay? But if you do funeral homes, if you're a funeral home or you sell insurance policies that cover death benefits, the increase in death rates could mean that your business is going to get a surge of potential clients. Then you have technological factors. What are some changes? If you were watching in section 4, I talked about some of the key technological changes that impact marketers. If you didn't watch that, go back and check that out because it's asking you, like, how is this going to impact your business? The environmental factors, does increased water, right, impact your business? For your farmer and it's raining more, this could be a huge issue for you. And then legal factors. Are there laws that are changing that are going to change how you can interact with your consumers? So once we have done those, we're looking for 1 to 2 in each one of these buckets that we think are going to have an impact on our business. Mind you, it's not as easy as just picking one. You're going to pick one, but you're also going to do research in that area and think about what are some technological advances? What are some changes? What are the changes in birth rates? What are the changes in marriage rates? And how could that potentially impact my business? So just know that you're not just picking one and you're going to roll with it. You pick it and you have to research it. Okay. Then after we've done that, we have our 1 to 2. At the end, we're going to have 6 to 12 factors that we think can impact our business. I'm trying to be careful with language here. Now that we have those 6 to 12 factors, then we're going to identify 2 key factors from the collection of factors. We're going to find 2, and those 2 are the most important factors that we think impact our business the most drastically. So now that we have those 2, we're going to pull those out. And for this example, I'm going to use data protection laws and inflation rates. I believe those are going to be 2 of the factors that will have the most impact on my business. So now when I get down here, I'm going to develop scenarios based on those 2 primary factors. This is why I need to have done some research. What are some changes that are happening? I will place the negatives in the left column, positives in the right column. And you can think about this as being left and right, right? Okay. If I flip this way, left and right. Flip, 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 flip. So high inflation is a negative, fast change is a negative, slow change in data privacy is a positive, low inflation is a positive. Okay. So this is what this chart will look like. Negative, positive, negative, positive. Okay. Just to kind of like give you a way to think about this particular matrix that we're building. Hey, Maurice here. Different Maurice than from the show that you're watching right now. If you want access to all the resources that I'm talking about and you don't want to have to write them down, in the notes below, you'll find a link. If you register there, I have included all the resources that I talk about inside of this free database. It's yours. So get back to the show. I hope you enjoy. So now that we've identified the scenario, we have to think about the impacts. What happens in this environment if this happens? And we're going to use those to develop our scenarios. This is what was going to happen. So I've bolded these: high cost, low data transparency, right? So in this environment, we see fast changes in data privacy and then increasing in inflation. These are the things that I think will happen based on that. Now, I have done enough reading and research to understand the general sentiments of the environments. And so these are the things that I know are already happening, and we're just going to see an acceleration of those things. These could be big deals and really hurt my business if I'm not ready for them. Same thing with inflation, elevated costs, shifts in consumer behavior, value-driven marketing. Now, the good thing here, inflation rate changes. I know that these are going to happen because they've already happened in the past. So I just need to be prepared for them. So how do I prepare for them? Well, I create strategic responses based on what I know or what I believe is going to happen based on my research and my reading. So these are some ways that I could be strategic about my responses. Now, it's important to note when we're doing this, these are not when this happens, we make these changes. These are changes that we're probably going to have to make early on, right? Innovative pricing strategies. You may need to change the way that you price your business right now in order to be prepared for if and when this happens. This is not a bad thing. This just means you may have to approach pricing differently. This could also become a competitive advantage for you. So if you look at these and go, these are my opportunities that I have in my business, now I can address them early on and say, hey, I want to talk about diversification, right? Changing up who my clients are so they're not all in one industry. This could be a huge positive for you. And now you have time. So that's what you're doing. So here, where do you get the information? Here are some resources. Again, this is a part of the document. You can grab that, mauriceadavis.com/vault. You can get access to this document. I also have a template inside of this document. This is essentially the same document you saw before, but it kind of explains the steps a little bit better, gives you a place to type this stuff out. When you get inside this document, if you want a copy of this, you can either copy and paste it, make a copy, and you can have your own version of this document. It is important to note that this is a multi-step process. When you're building out your marketing planning, you're doing your strategic work, these are multi-step processes. And this is step one for you to understand and wrap your mind around the macro environment that you're going to be marketing your business in. This, no matter what business you're in, this is a great step to take for you to really understand some changes that can be happening in your environment. So hope somebody found this helpful. If you did, do me a favor, drop some love in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I do have some future videos planned. Eventually what these will create is essentially a step-by-step online course of how to create a marketing plan that is detailed, strategic, and impactful. So outside of that, stay out here winning, y'all.